Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you may be in the world, and welcome to this week's Gift of Healing TV. My name is Sarah Jane and I am your hostess. Now I have a little bit of an issue this morning because it's morning here in the UK. My guest John Spender doesn't seem to have joined me yet, so I have no idea what's going on, but we promised to be live at 7:30. So 7:30 we are live at, and we'll keep our fingers crossed John's going to join us. John is going to be sharing with us an emotional clearing technique. So let's hope he isn't too long before he joins us. And I am going to start by introducing him because I am trusting the universe that he's going to be with me. And I'm going to say also good morning to Christian and to Annette. It's in Australia. Wherever you are, Christian, welcome for joining. Thank you for joining us. Let me introduce John first, and let's keep our fingers crossed that, as with Seeker Deer earlier this year, that John manages to join us fairly soon before the end of the program. So let me introduce John first. After having worked through his own childhood abuses, John has come to recognize that there is a time to heal for each and every one of us, to face what haunts us and prevents us from fulfilling our destiny. Today, having traveled to every continent except Antarctica, he has developed a richness and appreciation for life. John has helped over 1,000 people through his one-to-one coaching programs and many more from stages around the world. He walks his talk, having invested over 115,000 on personal development, coaching and speaking programs. He is an international speaker, author and coach. After having worked with gurus in India and with Native American Indians, he has a unique process for us later on in the call. We hope. Because I am really looking forward to welcoming John back, because when he joined us earlier this year, we had some technical glitches, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed we haven't got those again today. So Annette and Christian, I'm assuming that you know John, you've experienced John's work. If you haven't, then that's great. Please, if you've got anything you would like to share, because I don't want this program to stall just because we've got some whatever happening and John's not with us. So I don't know whether he's got confused. Brilliant. Guess what? John's joined us. I am really pleased about that. Just getting the light. Hiya, John. We've had to start without you. Good morning.
Good morning. Well, good afternoon here, actually, from beautiful Bali. One of the things being on a tropical island is that sometimes things actually happen that are beyond our control. So I do apologise for my lateness. And as the saying goes, better late than never.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I don't know what's going on at the moment, but the sound quality is not that brilliant from your end. So let's keep feedback going on. John.
Hello?
I can hear you, but we've got some dreadful crackling and some feedback going on. So I don't know what's happening there. I have introduced you already because I did trust that you were going to be with us.
That's right. Thank you. Thank you for being patient.
No, I'm a great believer in trusting the universe, but we have got some major static. So I don't know whether there's anything that you can do about that.
No, I can't, unfortunately. I'm in the same computer that we did the test on, and yeah, I just I had a number of challenges. But yeah, I'm sorry, this is the best I can do right
Okay,
now.
all right. Well, we've got Annette who doesn't know you're online. Moving that mic doesn't seem to help. We're going to have to do the best we can with this, and folks, I hope that you can you can hear John. That's the most important thing. John, please. And folks, we're just going to have to go with this. And Christian says he's known you for a long time. Oh, it really is crackling. John, actually, do you want to do me a favour? Because we do want you with us and we do want people to hear you. Do you want to try logging out and coming back in again? And I'm going to keep my fingers crossed that will work. Because
Sure. Yeah, I'll give that a try.
yeah, please. That would be good. Thank you very much indeed. I do want to be able to hear you so well this time for us. Okay, so hopefully we'll see you again in a minute. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Right. Okay. Sorry about that. Right. Okay. Right. Okay. Folks, right, so we have somebody else who's joined us as well. So we have got Christian and Annette here, and if the third person who's joined us would like to let us know who they are and where they are, I'd love that. That's brilliant. Annette, not bad here. Oh, Patricia, brilliant. Mexico. It must be quite early in the morning or late at night for you in Mexico, Patricia, but lovely to have you with us. And I apologize, folks. Hopefully we'll have John back with us soon, and hopefully with a much better connection than the one we've just had. Think about questions you may have for John, because this is going, and I know this may come from the technique that he's going to do, but please think about having questions for him. That would be lovely. Technology. He's joining us from Bali. This is why I'm doing this early in the morning, because 7:30 at night would be a bit late for him. And you're in Melbourne, so brilliant. So we got oh dear, my throat, apologies. So we've got Mexico and we've got Australia. So lovely. Thank you for joining us, folks. And I believe that in Australia you're probably around about, is it 4:30 in the afternoon? So and we're 7:30 in the morning here, or just after. So oh wow, we're going to have fun this program, aren't we? I do apologize, folks. I'm going to stop apologizing. Okay, emotional clearing. I'm going to just talk a little bit until John rejoins us, and hopefully that will be fairly quick. Emotions. We're all affected by them, and we shouldn't hide them. We really shouldn't hide from our emotions. We should allow those feelings. It's important to allow ourselves to feel. Burying our feelings, burying our emotions hurts us more than we realize. And I personally have seen our solar plexus, one of our main chakras, energy centers in our body, as a well. And that's where from the beginning of life, we have buried all the things that we haven't known how to deal with, or those things those things that we haven't got time to deal with, that don't know how to deal with it. So we put it into our solar plexus, we put it into our well, and we think, come back to that, or we won't come back to it. If I've buried it, if it's down there long enough, we haven't got to worry about it. And I think that's the big problem that I become aware of, and I know from my very own experience. I'm not talking about what goes on with other people. I know this from my own experience. We're very, very good at, oh, haven't got time to deal with that now, deal with it later. And you file it away. And things you file away, think about piles of paperwork, and you think, oh, that's not important, I'll deal with it later. And how many months later do you find that piece of paper and you think, oh, never got around to that? Sometimes you still got to get round to it. And other times you think, okay, I've got away with that. Oh, great. Hopefully we've got John back, and hopefully we've got you back without too much static. Welcome back, John, and welcome to the program.
Thank you.
That's better. That's
Yay.
all the static's gone. So John,
Fantastic.
I've done the introduction. Share a little bit about your journey. I know we've said a little bit about it in your bio, but share a little of your journey.
My journey, I mean, it's been a fascinating one, I guess, like everyone's. And for me, how about if I just made it specific? Otherwise, I could talk for a long time. So I'll just keep it short and succinct, and just focus on how I got into healing, and how I got into personal development. And I had a landscaping company that I sold in 2010, and I really was just dealing with my own emotions and my own challenges and my own issues that really were coming to a head. And once I learnt skills and strategies and techniques of how to actually sort out my own emotions, I wanted to go out and help others do the same. And I started at Mission Australia in Sydney, and I was helping people that were borderline homeless, in crisis situations, and destitute, basically without anywhere to go. And so I was teaching there on a daily basis, and also doing coaching sessions. And that's really how I developed my skill set and my love for helping people. So that's really a bit of an insight into my journey. I also love traveling. I've been to every continent except Antarctica, and I now live in Bali, Indonesia. So I just, feel very blessed and lucky, and grateful to be here, and I appreciate you having me on your program again. It's always a joy to connect with you, and I'm just looking forward to connecting with your audience. So appreciate it, and thank you very much for having me on your program once again.
No, that's brilliant, and it's great to have you back. And we've actually got a lady called Patricia who's in Mexico who's joined us. So and it's 1 o'clock in the morning for her, bless her. So that's brilliant.
That's wonderful. Yes.
John, share a little bit about the technique that you're going to use, and not what people can expect, because you and I both know what people get out of everything, meditations, techniques, etc., is a personal thing. It depends where they are in their life, what's gone on in their life. So we all accept that. But just a little bit about the technique before we actually go into it, because afterwards, that's when obviously the questions and the shares come about.
Fantastic. Yes. Well, the technique doesn't get rid of emotions altogether. I mean, let's just start with what an emotion is. I mean, we have heavy emotions and we have light emotions. We generally term the heavy emotions negative emotions, and we tend to label the light emotions as good feeling positive emotions. So really, it's the meaning that we place on it. And what I found in my own experience, and working with over a thousand one-on-one clients, is that it starts with the language patterns and the resistance of particular emotions. So just saying, if I had sadness with my life, and going, oh, where's this sadness coming from? Why am I having it in my life? And then before you know it, that very question is giving you more and more examples or reasons for you to be sad, and you get stuck in that sad state. And I think that's a key distinction for everyone on this call to be aware of, that really a lot of it starts with our thinking patterns and our thoughts and the questions that we ask ourselves. So I think it starts with asking different questions and just acknowledging the different emotions, and rather than passing rejudgment and actually having resistance. Because what we resist persists. It's almost like pushing down the beach ball underwater. The more you push it down, the more it wants to pop back up again, until finally it explodes. So what we're looking at is, this technique is really, really helpful for those emotions that have a bit of a grip on us, and we seem to replaying it over and over on a daily or weekly basis. So it really does alleviate an emotion. It doesn't get rid of the emotion altogether. I mean, we do live in a world of duality, of course, night, day, good, bad. It basically just eases and makes it so much easier to deal with it, and lessens the grip that it may have on you in your life right now. So that's basically the technique is really a mindful technique. It's mindfulness, and it's just really observing what is, and just releasing it, basically. So.
Brilliant. Thank you. And sort of, I hope that helps sort of people that are here live and those people that watch sort of later, because obviously this is always available permanently. So brilliant. So John, if we go into the technique now, and then we can take the rest of the program from there once we've all had the chance to experience it. You happy for that?
Great. Absolutely. Beautiful. Really excited. Okay, so I just want to make sure that everyone's in a comfortable position. Really comfortable with no distractions. And when you're ready, close your eyes. And I want you just to pick one emotion for today, just one heavy emotion that you would deem to be a negative emotion that you've been abnormally feeling. So just pick one emotion. Could be fear, guilt, shame, hurt, anger, sadness, whatever it is for you, that's fine. So now that you're in a comfortable position and your eyes are closed, I want you to imagine that you're in a white room, that everything is white. The walls are white, the floors are white, the ceiling is white. And then you're seeing the particular emotion on the white wall right in front of you. Whatever that emotion is for you, just imagine it as on the wall in front of you. As you see it on the white wall, simply just observe the emotion. Is it large? Is it small? Does it have a particular shape or color? And just notice from this safe position. Now with your imagination, I want you to expand the emotion. Expand it up on the wall so that it is growing larger and larger. Actually so large in fact that it's growing ginormous. So big until you expand it and it explodes into 1,000,000 pieces and falls onto the white floor and is swallowed by the white floor. So all the pieces are just vanished into the white floor. And just breathe. And just breathe a sigh of relief. Aha sound. As the emotion has disappeared. And again, just noticing the whiteness of the room, the clarity of the room. And feeling into the clearness, the white. And now imagine yourself sitting on a chair, a white chair, in the white room. And now imagine the emotion is in your body. And just notice, just observe, and just notice where it is located. Is it in the arm? Is it in your leg? Is it around the chest area? And does it have a particular shape, color, size? Is it interchanging? Just observing. Does it have a particular intensity? Does it emanate any sound? Just as you observe, as you focus on it with laser-like focus, with all your consciousness, is it staying still or is it moving? Is it moving to a different part of the body? And just notice, and notice as you observe it, it changes, and see that is completely separate from you. It's completely separate from you, who you are, and you can notice it so clearly. And focusing in on with laser-like focus in on the emotion. Now grab the emotion with your hand. And notice that it is malleable and you can play with it in the palm of your hand. Notice the colors if it has any, the shape, the size. How does it feel? What's the texture? And when you're ready, throw it onto the wall. And notice it on the white wall. And feel into it. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate the intensity of the emotion? 10 would be high, 1 would be very low. Is the emotion still there or has it vanished? Either way, just observe it on the wall. Notice it there on the wall. And notice as it expands and grows larger and larger and then explodes into a million pieces back onto the floor. And watch as it is swallowed by the white floor. And now feeling into your body. Notice, is the motion still there or has it vanished? If it is still there, feeling into the emotion, observing the emotion, knowing that you are separate from the emotion. Now clearing your mind, clearing the screen of your mind, making it completely blank, and again noticing the white room. The white walls, the white floors, everything's white. As you're sitting in the chair, looking up at the board, notice that the emotion's there. Notice the color. Is it emanating a particular sound? What shape is it? Is it large or small? And just noticing it. And by experiencing this emotion, looking it up on the whiteboard, is there a learning or understanding you can get from this emotion? Why that you have been experiencing it recently? And if the emotion could communicate to you, what would be the message or positive learning that it would be sending you? And know that everything has an equal or greater opposite. And now the emotion is communicating that opposite to you. That maybe it's leading you in direction or trying to show you something, either about yourself or about your life and what you need to do next. And notice that is it actually empowering you to make positive choices and decisions within your life. As you take the positive learning from this emotion, notice it starts to get really, 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 really small. So small and insignificant up on the board that you can hardly notice it. It's like a small pinhead up on the whiteboard. You can only just see it. And only if you really, really tried, you can only just see it up on the whiteboard. Now as you're coming back into your body, feeling every fiber and cell and tissue of your being. And notice how clear you feel. Notice how fresh and alive you feel, like a summer's day. And coming back fully into your body. Feeling love and gratitude. And when you're ready, wiggling your fingers and your toes, coming back completely into your body. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes.
Wonderful. Thank you, John. Thank you. Folks, please, if you've got something you want to share from that, or you would like to ask a question of John from that, please do. Give yourself time to come back, and I appreciate you've got to have time to type it in. And I will then share with John. What I'm going to say, John, is wow, it amazed me, because I'm very aware of my story, as hopefully all of us are. I'm very aware of the effects that it had on me. And I thought, okay, you said fear, whatever, and I thought, I know there's stuff going on at the moment, and I know there's something, I know there's another layer of the onion waiting to be shifted. I'm very aware of that. And I was thinking, okay, is it fear? Is the stuff that's going on at the moment fear? And then when you sort of said about it being on the wall and the color, and it was just like, it's not fear, it's anger. And I just thought, I don't believe this. Anger? I mean, and there is some really, really deep rooted anger. And it was just like, whoa. And it was a bright red spot on the wall, and it was just like, oh, for goodness sake, where's this anger coming from? And because I am, you know, how you're seeing me is on the whole how I am. I'm not one of these people that goes around getting stroppy about things on the whole. I can, like everybody else. And I'm just thinking, my goodness. And I think I know where this goes back to. Having been hospitalized as a child, and I was, if you like, force fed, and I knew it was surrounding food. I knew that whatever I got to clear was surrounding food, because I am very, there's so much I don't like. I'm such a fussy eater. It's ridiculous.
You're a fussy eater.
A very fussy eater. And I know that since August last year, I've been doing juicing, which has meant that I've been eating veg or drinking veg that I would never, ever normally touch. I certainly never eat it. So I know that I've been being much healthier, but of course what I've been doing, if you like, is forcing my body again to take what I don't like. And so of course, yeah, that anger has been building up, and that it's been that very much that thing of I want chocolate, I want sweet stuff. I don't get me wrong, there's certain savories. I love having a mix of sweet and savory, but it's been so OTT with the sweet, the chocolate, and it's just like, this is brilliant. Because I'd got that semi feeling that the healthy thing was what it was all about, and which is where it was coming. But I hadn't registered it was so much blooming anger. I know I've got,
and it brought up that childhood memory.
Yeah, absolutely. I know I've got more to do with it, but thank you so much, because and I had that feeling there was something, I just was so unaware that actually the feeling, the emotion was anger. Wow, thank you.
Surprise, surprise. You're welcome.
And it is so amazing, isn't it? So folks, please, I think it is.
I was working with a client last week, and we actually did this process for an hour and a half. So it's something that, yeah, it's once you uncover it and you just, keep going to that place and feeling into it and basically just repeating the process over and over, we can basically get to a stage where the emotion completely vanishes.
And it is brilliant. It really is. And
Thank you.
thank you for that. And I would say to people, yes, and as you've just commented, go back, folks, especially not so easy on the replay because you can't stop it and start it again in different places. But the YouTube video, go back, find the practice, the technique, and re-watch that as often as you like, and you haven't got to watch the rest around it. So,
Mm.
so yeah, to do it time and time again. That, obviously our viewers are feeling very shy about sharing their experience of that. So, sort of. So, okay, is there anything that you'd like to share with us?
Sure. Well, basically, I mean, with that technique, I generally do that over and over again. I normally do it in a one-on-one scenario or in a group situation where I get the feedback. And so I've got a better indication of, well, firstly, who I'm dealing with, and I'm watching their reactions, emotional responses. So I have an indication of where they're at emotionally, and whether to actually when to pause, or if they actually just keep going along with feeling the emotion up on the wall or feeling it in the body, just get an indication of what they're having a better response with. As I was saying last week with a client, I did the process for an hour and a half, and basically just it was an emotion of, funny enough, anger as well, and it had a bit of a grip on their life, and it was something that was reoccurring all the time, and it basically is slowly dissipated. So much so when they're actually were in a situation where normally they would respond with anger, they didn't. They saw themselves and stopped themselves. So really, I would just encourage people that if you are having challenges with emotions, and would be just to, instead of resisting the emotion, is go and do this exercise and do it daily. Do it daily for 30 days. And one of the things that I notice with my clients, the more that they can do something, they say, okay, I make the commitment that I'm going to do it for 30 days and then do it. It builds up integrity with inside oneself, and also trust with oneself. I find that the more that you can trust yourself and your own intuition and your own being, then basically the extremes of emotions don't affect you as much, because you have that center balance and that inner integrity, and you're able to actually trust yourself that everything's okay and everything's working out and you're just fine. Nothing is really broken or really needs fixing. It's just an emotion, and it just is. It really doesn't have any meaning except the meaning that we actually place on it, really. And I would just encourage that if you actually have a habit or a behavior, a pattern of experiencing anger or sadness or fear over and over, and almost it could even be a feeling of anxiety, I would just go through this process and just do it again and again. And actually, anyone that's actually took time, was live on this call, and the emotion didn't disappear, I'm happy to give you a free session, a free 1 hour of my time, uh, basically to work on it, so it's totally dissipated. And this is just for people that are on the call, of course, Sarah.
Yeah, no. That's brilliant. And I'll let you know who those people were, so that if they want to come back to you, they can. And all Annette has said was she obviously had sort of stuff going on around her, so she wasn't actually able to sit and do it. She wants to do it when there's no distractions. So I hope you'll take on board what sort of John says, Annette. So sort of that's brilliant. So thank you, John. So I'm at a guess people's reaction has been, okay, not sure whether I want to share this, not been as well, I have no issues, because I think anything that's clearing my stuff, I'm well and truly happy for, and it suits me down to the ground. To, you know, especially when you get a sense of knowing that there is something, but it's I'm still in that state of anger, and I just could not believe how bold and red that anger was. It was just like, it was amazing. It was just like, I can't believe that's in me. Not when I on the whole feel the way I feel. So no, that's brilliant, and it's great. It really is.
I think that's great that what you just said there, that it was out on the ball, that yes, it was inside you, but it's actually not who you are. I think a lot of times that sometimes when we're experiencing heavy emotions, and it's over a period of time, and we have a consistency of doing that, that we have sometimes people, and I experience this a lot when I work with people in Mission Australia, that sometimes people think that they are that. Actually, there's just obviously something that's happened. You have a lot of awareness, you've done a lot of work on yourself, so you're actually able to pinpoint it to an exact event, and then that just releases the anger from your being. And that's basically that it's just something that's stored either from a memory or an experience, and it could be triggered by something that you're currently doing, and it's just a matter of releasing it. So it's not that you're not a bad person or anything like that. You're. It's just that there's something's just being triggered, and it just needs to be released.
Absolutely. And as I said, while we were waiting for you to come back, I see our solar plexus as being where it's like a well that we stick all the stuff we haven't dealt with in. And because we don't know how to deal with it, or we think we haven't got time to deal with it, because as a child you didn't know how to deal with it. As an adult, we're very good at doing that, because we haven't got time to deal with that, deal with it later. And of course we never do. We're very good at not dealing with stuff.
That's true.
And I think people have also got to realize is that when something is ready to be dealt with, it will let you know. But the problem is, it doesn't tell you boldly and in words what it is. It will sit somewhere in your body. So when you said, okay, and that's when obviously I realized what it was. When you said, okay, where is it in your body? And I thought, okay, right, I know where it is. And that's childhood. And it's very early childhood, because it was really base chakra. It didn't even really go up into the sacral plexus with me. And I know base chakra stuff is, and sacral plexus is all childhood and early childhood. And so that's how I thought, okay, yeah, knowing my story, I know exactly what this is. And I know, why it seems to have almost got worse in the past year. So perfect. Absolutely perfect. Christian says, just as everything is duality, the emotion usually works you. With this exercise, you get to work the emotion instead.
Nice. Well put.
I'm assuming you've known Christian for a while.
Great to have you on. Yeah, I have. We're actually childhood friends, and great to have you on the call. And he's a dear family friend.
Brilliant. John, thank you so much for this. And obviously everybody's sort of thinking, okay, fine. So you've offered them the chance so that's great. They've offered the chance to have a session with you. So that's wonderful. Because I think I was going to say, if anybody wanted to contact you, but even those people watching the replay, or if people want to contact you, that doesn't mean you're offering absolutely everybody the free session, but if people want to contact you, that's okay for them to do that, either through what at the moment we've got a website page up, and we've got a Facebook page up.
Yeah, so the website is my Journey of Riches, which is a documentary that I'm releasing, which is about overcoming challenge and the richness of experience in having challenges in our life. So you can contact me through that website, or you can contact me through my EJ Mentoring website page as well. Or you can feel free to contact me personally on my personal page, which is John Spender. I don't know if we've got the link for that as well. But feel free to contact me, send me a message, and especially those that were on the call, you have a free session with me.
So that's brilliant. We've got a tiny little bit of time left. Tell us a little bit about, you said it's a documentary that you're doing. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, so we have 10 experts from different areas in life, mostly to do with personal development, that basically we're interviewing and we're getting their insights on how they help people through their challenges. Also, how they discovered their gift for helping people, whether it's to do with their finances, whether it's to do with their relationship, whether it's to deal with writing a book and getting a book out, because I believe everyone's got a message. So we've got like 10 different insights into how you can make your challenges even work for you and actually get the richness from your challenges. So really, the documentary works on changing people's perspectives on, one, what a challenge is, two, the benefits of having challenges in your life, and various people's accounts of how they've dealt with challenges within their life and how they help others do the same. So it's a really exciting project, and it's just to put a positive message out there that, rather than resisting the challenges and the hardships and adversities that we face, that we all face, that when we embrace them and we accept the challenge, and when we can frame it in a way rather than seeing it as a problem or an issue, actually frame it as a challenge. And the very word has a meaning of, to spring into action. So rather than actually, I think there's a tendency with challenges to resist them or to struggle against them, rather to embrace them and move it and just accept them as part of the journey. And so basically we have 10 different insights of ways to do that, which is very exciting. We're filming it here in Bali, October the 20th, and just super exciting to do that. We released in early 2016.
Wow, brilliant. Oh, well, that sounds wonderful, and I really do wish you all the best with that. Have you got any last little insight, anything lastly that you'd like to mention to people, to say to people?
That that there is just there is something powerful with it in all of us, and that if you can just sit in the stillness of who you are and realize that you're not your thoughts. You choose the thoughts. You're not your emotions. You're the feeler of your emotions. There is a part of us that is the observer that can witness our life, that there is a higher part of ourselves. And I think the more that you can make the time, set a ritual, and just tap it, even if it's just 5 minutes a day, and just connect in with yourself. And just, how you're feeling, where you're at, what's going on for you. Just notice, even if it's just your heartbeat. And notice the sounds around, and just connect in with yourself. If there's a question or something that's troubling you, just ask yourself where it's coming from. And just wait for the magic to appear, that you'll be surprised. You might not get it there and then, but your subconscious will come up with the answer, the higher part of yourself. So that would be it. It's just to form a habit of just connecting in with yourself and just observe your emotions, because they're really guiding posts, and also your thoughts.
Brilliant, John. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here with us this week. I know we had the technical bits at the beginning, but hey ho, we got there in the end.
That's right.
And at least you got back
my
on.
Apologies.
Yeah, no,
Yes.
yeah, and you got back on as well, which is really wonderful. Folks,
Thank you for having me, Sarah.
It's an absolute pleasure. Folks, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed that. Please, as I said, go back to the YouTube video if you want to do that time and time again. For those of you live, feel free to contact John, and you can do that through the replay. You can email me and I'll forward it to John, so whatever feels right to you, or contact him direct. Next week we are being joined by Felicity Parker, and she's going to be sharing exercise for healthy joints, or exercises for healthy joints. So I'm really looking forward to that. So please feel free to join us. And yes, I'm hopefully going to be participating as well. It might mean I've got to get out of my
That
chair.
sounds exciting. That sounds really good.
Well, I think that's really good, and I'm thinking yes, absolutely. So sort of I'm looking forward to that, but I look forward to all my programs, inviting all my guests on.
Yes.
We've got sort of Annette saying thank you for your time. I am not my thoughts at all. I shall give this a go. Brilliant. And Christian says thank you both for appearing and hosting. So sort of thank you so much. So I hope you'll join us next week. And be prepared to do a little bit of moving around, I think, next week. I love the physical as well as the emotional. It's important that we do both. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. Thank you again to John for joining us. And hopefully we'll see you again soon. Thank you.
Looking forward to it. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you. Love, peace and light, folks. Namaste.